All right, we are live, folks. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast, coming at you with the hardcore stuff on a late Sunday night. I'm not very hardcore. No, I lead a very boring life, in fact. But no, this is going to be my review for House of Hardcore number 41. Very cool that Tommy's got the live shows back up on the Twitch stream. He hadn't done it for a while because he's got his hand in a lot of different cookie jars, and it looks like he wanted to have them edited a little bit, and especially with oh, by the way, I got my cup of hardcore juice right here. It's actually not very hardcore. It's raspberry tea. I got a beer here for later. This was the show was done about 2 months ago, and some of the matches for the show were done for Impact Wrestling. In fact, 2 of the matches on here were, and so yeah, I saw them before, but it had been a few weeks or a month or whatever it was since I saw them. So, it was okay, and it had a different bunch of commentary behind it. So, I wasn't that bothered by it. I liked the matches, especially the main event, which was probably the most hardcore thing on the show. The whole show overall, I mean, it was a fun show, probably one of the more fun shows, and I mean that geared towards family entertainment in the realm of this show was done with Wrestling for Warriors. They were raising money for kids. I don't remember exactly what the charity for kids was for, if it was health related or, just general for kids. I'm not sure, but it's a, charitable thing. And, which is a shame more people didn't show up for this, because pan out to the crowd, it didn't look like there were many people there. That's kind of a bummer. But nonetheless, very cool that Tommy worked with these guys to, sorry, just silencing my phone here. Hate it when it goes off while I'm live. Very cool that Tommy worked with these people to raise money for the kids, wherever the money was going for. So I'll go over some of the matches here. I have a feeling there were more matches, but they just were edited out or something. Because I thought I remember more people being on the poster. I could be wrong. Like, I thought Swoggle was supposed to be on there. Or maybe he just didn't make the show. I don't know. So yeah, this is House of Hardcore 41 starts out with 2 hardcore classics. Kevin Thorne, he's more known for being part of, he was part of ECW, the WWF ECW, but it is what it is. And Hardcore Bob Holly. Hardcore Holly. It's a nice starting match. Bob comes out with the win with an Alabama Slammer. Have not seen Kevin wrestle in a while. He wrestles around the Midwest a lot. That I've noticed. So I'm not sure where he resides, but I know he's also done. I believe the House of Hardcore shows in Milwaukee when Dave Hero's working with Tommy was the last one was in November or December, which Al Snow was on that one too. I think that's the last time Al Snow was on the show. Yeah, Kevin Thorne's been to town a few times, so yeah, nice to see him part of this. But he didn't come out with a win. Bob Holly came out with a win with this one. Next match was Angelina Love versus, well, it was supposed to be Rebel. And then Rebel decided it wasn't going to be her who was facing Angelina Love. It was going to be the guy who she brought to the ring with her. Looked like more of a valet than a wrestler, but apparently this guy was a wrestler. Someone obviously from around there where they did the show, I'm assuming. His name was Paradise. And this guy obviously raided Brutus the Barber's Beefcake's old 80s tights closet. It's just, man, this guy, this was probably the funniest. Actually, I don't know if this was the funniest one or if the Al Snow match was funnier. I laughed my ass off through this and through about half of these matches, honestly. Like I said, it was a lot more family-based, comedy-related stuff, which is fine because what I'm used to is when I watch the House of Hardcore stuff, it's usually a hardcore crowd in Philly with, FUs flying and everything. But Tommy does usually try to run a pretty family related show. Sometimes for the Philly crowd, he gets a little more edgy depending on what's involved, who's there and whatnot. But this show was pretty tame. Mine just the main event with the blood and the Sammy Sammy versus Eddie. But Angelina Love ends up wrestling Paradise. Rebel was interfering a few times. Paradise just got his butt whipped. Totally. It was hilarious. Angelina Love comes out with a win here. I don't know. you got to go onto the Twitch channel and watch it if you have not watched it. It's a lot of fun. The next match was Wrestling for Warriors Children's Championship match. Matt Cross versus Nick Cutler, who's the champ. Nick Cutler must have been another local guy there, who's actually probably more involved in the charity. He's like their champ. Great match, though. I mean, this is, as far as like real wrestling, this is probably the best match out of all of them. Matt Cross not coming up with the win. I was, of course, rooting for him for his involvement in Lucha Underground. Matt Cross is on a lot of these House of Hardcore shows. He's usually a fan favorite. But, Nick Cutler came up with the win. Still your Wrestling for Warriors Children's Championship. Matt Cross has lost a few of these now. He lost to, who did he lose to? He lost to, it was one of the last ones I saw. I mean, it's been a few months since I've seen these shows. Oh, Flip Gordon. I think it was Flip Gordon. It was right around WrestleMania time, I think. So yeah, Matt Cross has got to get back on the winning streak here. Let's see. The next match is a match that we also saw on Impact Wrestling some weeks ago. Moose versus Congo Kong with Jimmy Jacobs at ringside. ends up in a DQ because Jimmy Jacobs hit Moose with the chair. Certainly a lot more physical than what we're used to seeing Jimmy Jacobs. Usually when Jimmy Jacobs is at ringside at the Impact shows, he's not doing a lot. I mean, he is, just him being there is kind of intimidating because you never know what to expect with Jimmy Jacobs. He's a great mind. Congo Kong is lucky to have him in his corner. He really is. So yeah, even though, like I said, even though we saw this one before, it's got a new set of commentary behind it, and so yeah, Moose comes out with the win, but he's beat up. So, and I know this is a discussion for another time, which I'll be probably asking this again on some Slammiversary predictions coming up within the next few weeks, or just maybe during one of the next Impact Wrestling reviews is, do you see Moose? I mean, I know Moose is headlining Slammiversary with Austin Aries. Do you see Moose as a guy who can hold that championship and be the Impact Wrestling champion? Just putting that thought out there. I'm not gonna further that discussion right now, but I'm just putting that thought in your head for my viewers out there to see, just to get the hamsters rolling, and I know that's hard on a Sunday night. But yeah, Moose comes out with the win, DQ. In the next match, it's nice to get a fun match like this where you just like lose your head just laughing because it's so goofy, it's so off the wall, nuts. Al Snow, fan favorite, came out with head. I don't have a head. What's my closest thing to a head around here? Here. This is within reach. What does everybody want? Head. Yeah, okay. That's about the closest thing to head right now. All right, so what's everybody want? Skull. Yeah. He comes out there, decent pop. And he's going up against Officer Rod Street, obviously another local favorite, and he comes out with this the SWAT team, two guys in SWAT gear, and then a woman in a sheriff's outfit. They start out by running around the outside of the ring, wrapping caution tape around the outside poles and just all the way around, and then lining up these little, like you see in accidents on the freeway, cops line the cones down, to veer traffic away from danger. All these little cones all the way around the ring. Al Snow rips the tape, kicks the cones out there, crowds yay, and then proceeds to try to get Head involved in this match. I don't know how many times, and it was just hilarious. He would get the crowd going, hold up, Head, and he'd run at the other guy, ref would stop him, and then Al Snow would run back in the corner, yell at Head for interfering, put Head back down in the corner. And this just repeated like at least a dozen times. It was hilarious. And then there was some actual wrestling and a lot of interfering from the SWAT team. We even had a couple extra referees come, at least one or two, after, I forget how many. One or two extra referees coming out. I think Brandon Tolley was one of them, but he got beat up by the SWAT team, I think. Poor guy. Hope he's all right. It was just so funny. I was laughing so hard I forgot to write down who won. I think Al Snow won. I'm pretty sure he did. But yeah, just goofiness and just a lot of fun. You know, it was like I said, this is certainly part of the more family entertaining end of it, you know, with a lot of kids being present. Um, let's see. The next match was. I feel like I'm missing something here. No, I didn't. Okay. Tag match Tommy Dreamer and Ace Romero. AC baby. Love me some AC baby. He is fun to watch. He's one of those big guys. I mean, he's like, what, two of me put together? At least. But he's one of those guys that does like suicide dives out of the ring. It's ridiculous. He's really something. Most guys that big, you don't see diving through or over ropes or whatever. Just nuts. They went up against Crimson and Jax Dane. Now, I've seen these guys together. I shouldn't say I've seen these guys together because I don't think I was watching a few different. There was like a set of tapings within the last year or year and a half or whatever it was for Impact Wrestling, and these guys were called in for a set or two of tapings, and I just skipped them. But they were a tag team on there, Crimson and Jax Dane, and I kind of wish they kept them, but they didn't. Well, so I finally saw these two wrestle together, and it was decent. They were a good team, and you know, that's actually one team. I mean, Impact Wrestling's tag team division is pretty good. With the current roster, you know, they're bringing in more new guys all the time, but this is one team I wish they held on to. I always liked Crimson, and I started hearing more and more about Jax Dane over the last couple of years. He's a former NWA champ, so that gave him a little more buzz. I don't think much, but you know, it is what it is. But nonetheless, Tommy Dreamer and Ace Romero, I call him AC. Everyone calls him AC. Romero came off with the win here. Oh, Monique Dupree was also at ringside. She got a driver from Tommy Dreamer. So yeah, Tommy AC get the win. Then the main event, street fight. This is the second one of the two that I mentioned at the beginning that were used on Impact wrestling content on their TV recently. This is a street fight between Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards. Now, this looked like it was they were having trouble with the camera crew. Was like there's some little off communication or something. The stuff that was shown on Impact Wrestling, I think, was edited better, possibly. I'd have to go back and watch it. I don't remember. It was somewhere within the last month. And I think part of the ending was edited out too. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But this one seemed like it was cut off kind of abruptly at the end. So Eddie Edwards came off with a win with this one. This one went on. I mean, this was a fun hardcore match. This one went all over the place. Drivers and slams on the stage and pipes and trash cans and chair shots and couple low blow ball shots. I mean, it's you know, wherever Shinsuke is right now, he'd be proud. You know, he's like, that's his thing, I guess, right now. So but yeah, it was fun seeing this one again. So yeah, like I said, Eddie Edwards comes off with a win in this one. And that's it for this one. You know, like I said, even though I saw a couple of these already on Impact, it was all right. It is what it is. And this was a little more edited. There was no time between matches. It was just match, boom, boom, boom. They got the whole thing done in a matter of like, the whole show was done in like 2 hours. So, it's not like watching a 4-hour pay-per-view or something. Wink, wink. So, and I don't know when he's going to catch up with the rest of them. I know he's a few behind. He's up to, well, he's in his, it's 44. So he's a couple shows or something behind. He's got the Australian tour starting this week or next week, within the next week or so. We're taking a few days. And that's got a few, that's got a handful of dates he's doing down there. So hope Tommy and your whole crew, hope you have safe travels and get back safe. And he said, he did a little live thing right before the show. Said that there was a lot of drama that went on for one of the shows down in Australia. Forget which one he said, but the show ended up being canceled, and there was a lot of, I don't know, just a lot of backstage drama BS, political BS, whatever it was, political in the world of wrestling. And he said he will give the full scoop when they get back. So in the next couple of weeks, I guess we'll get a hot scoop from Tommy Dreamer, a hot take on a little behind the scenes on what's going on. So that's going to be it for this one. Like I said, hopefully we'll get House of Hardcore 42 within the next month. Maybe if we're lucky, if they get it edited and out there. I do enjoy watching these because usually he features a lot of Impact and or Lucha Underground talent. What do you know? Tommy's working with both now, so pretty awesome. Like I said, he's got his hand in a lot of different cookie jars right now. He's a busy guy, and much respect to him. He's in his 40s, and man, still doing what he's doing, kicking ass and taking names. So that's going to be it for this one. Thank you much for watching late on a Sunday night or whenever you watch this. This will be up on WrestlingWithWrestling.com after I'm done here, soon thereafter. And please go to WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Check out their reviews, the podcast, all sorts of wrestling content on there from around the world, as Andre would say. 40-some contributors from all over the place talking about this, that, and the world of wrestling, including my stuff, doing House of Hardcore and Lucha Underground reviews. So please go check that out. Yeah, I'm tired, and that's it for this one. So thanks for watching. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my stuff hits your screen. Good night, folks. I'm going to switch from my hardcore juice over to one of these cold ones. So, all right, later, folks. Have a good one.